Cousin Bello, you in danger, my boy. You in danger. Your wedding or your funeral? Is that what she said? Did I hear that right? Your wedding? She said I'm getting dressed for a wedding or a funeral because nobody better be playing with me. I'm not playing or something. Did I mess that up? I don't think I did. If I did, y'all correct me, but I don't think I did. So cousin Bello, I told you she crazy and she's mean just like her savage friends. And you saw this last week for yourself at that dinner. You saw what she did to cousin Devon now, child. Now we all know you want to smash and everything, right? We get it. We know what you about. I'm just saying. But you better take off them fancy ass shoes you be rocking, grab your Jordans and run. Do you hear me? Run fast, run far, cause she ain't for you, cousin. She ain't for you. Y'all, come in here, please. Get in here, y'all. Please, let's talk about it. Let's help cousin Bello. Let's school him before Dominique fool him, okay? Okay, listen. Peace, peace, cousins. It's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. And I have an opinion about everything, child. Everything. Okay. Yep. And this is Reebell Radio Presents, and this is the reality recap. Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right. Your weekly dose of reality TV, pop culture, entertainment, news, advice, and hot topics. So for tonight's reality recap, I'm on Ready to Love Detroit, season 11, episode 9, the couple's getaway, part 1, right? And we're going to get into that in just a second. But in the meantime, smash that like button and subscribe with the bells so you don't miss none of my commentary on this and other reality shows and situations, all right? All right, so bust it. Okay, so this week we pick up from last week, right? The ladies discussed their meetings with the friends that last week they had the guys meet their friends, and so they're talking to Tommy about how that went and who they felt went wrong, how everything if anything went to the left, and who was the who was in there clowning. So Tommy tells the ladies he's sending them to on a group cabin, like a getaway, right? To just to kind of see what pops up, like a romantic getaway for everybody, right? So the bottom two are Devon and Cardi, as we all guessed from last week. I mean, they left us in a cliffhanger last week, but it wasn't no damn cliffhanger. We all knew who was going to be in that bottom two. So Ashley took Cardi out, to discuss how things, how what he was missing and why he ended up in the bottom two. And she tells him, they don't talk, and you know, he tells her, he kind of steps up and tells her, I do try to talk. I try to talk to you, but you're the one that don't call me back. I was like, thank you, Cardi. Shout out to Cardi for finally standing up. Cause listen, this was my issue with Ashley with him. Ashley was always like, oh, he's not deep enough. Oh, he don't, I always gotta be in his face to get attention from him. And I just was saying that the reason why you having a problem getting deep with Cardi is that you don't like him. All everybody who's sitting there complaining, talking about, oh, he's not deep enough. He's not. It's because none of y'all really, really like him like that, and y'all are not because you really don't. Y'all are not giving him nothing to grasp onto and to react to. I don't think that he can't be deep. I think that's kind of silly to say, but anyway, um, so she's telling him, just telling him things, she's like, well, we were texting for 2 days, but it really wasn't about nothing. And Cardi stood up to her again, and he was like, no, I'm consistent. I am deep. You know what I'm saying? And good for him, like I said, for standing up, especially to Ashley, because she don't, child, you can't judge him like that when you don't like him in the first damn place. And then Shannon takes Devin out, um, to talk to him, Devon. She takes him out, and she lets him know that the date with them was lukewarm, and that she expected him to show up for her and show out. And that's what I said. And basically to say Shannon is my number one. And that's what I said in my last review. Y'all can go back and listen. I said last week, I said, yeah, the problem that Shannon is having, because she's like, I'm not feeling this. And I think all of her anger and frustration that she was feeling last week, it was all directed towards him, Devon, because she was thinking Devon was going to show up and be like, yeah, Shannon is definitely my number one. But he was still in that delusional mode, talking about Dominique is, this and Dominique that. So this when she said that, she's like, Devon, I thought you were going to show up and say Shannon is my number one. And, she's really sweetly, confused. And this dude sits in her face and says, no, it's just that it's been a lot of uncertainty because, Dominique has been my number one from day one. And, Ashanti she's kind of rising. Ashante is rising in his top. Like he's sitting there throwing in all these people, people that he's like Devon, Devon, Devon. I wanted to throw my damn remote at the damn TV. I'm so sick of him. I was just like, you gonna sit in this girl's face and look at her face. She was flabbergasted again. Like, look at her face. She was literally sitting there like, I know this nigga ain't saying he ain't sitting here throwing in 50,000 people and their mama. He was naming people from the last season, the season before that. He was like, yeah, I got a connection with the girl from season 2 and season like Devon. I am so glad that she sent his ass home. I thank you, Shannon. Thank you. He just needed to go because I think he was getting on everybody's nerves with that whole Dominique nonsense, delusional nonsense. But anyway, so Cardi is safe, and he gets to stay, and Ashley tells him, you ready to love, but you got to show us a little bit more. Now, whatever that means, I guess I don't know. I mean, because what more can he show you if you don't like him? Do y'all get that? Like he's a nice guy and everything, but nobody is really feeling him like that. So what more can he possibly do besides do surface, conversation if nobody's giving him like no rhythm? Like I feel kind of bad for him, but anyway, so they going up to the cabin and everything. And then Steven says he's going into the cabin with 4 connections, being Shannon, Lauren, Ashante, and Donna, right? Now, I don't necessarily agree with that because, again, I thought he was gaming with the whole Donna thing. I don't know where that came from. And the thing with Lauren, I see that he likes her, but I feel like that's crazy. And then Shannon, I'm like, where did that? I never even saw them talking, or unless I missed it. I don't know where these connections are coming from. I thought his only real true connection was Ashante. Um, but I don't know. So he says that it could get awkward, because he's got 4 connections, but he definitely plans to narrow it down, to his strongest connection. So, they get to the cabin and they start picking out their rooms, and you know, Shannon finds a room. She's like, okay, this is my room. And then Dominique comes in the same room and she's like, yeah, she claims the room for her and for Bello. And she's like, yeah, this is my room. And I'm like, Miss Pearls, you better tell Dominique to take you. She should have took her bags and sat them shits right back in the hallway. Like, no, this is not my room. This is not your room. This is mine. You can take that shit down the hall or something. But Dominique, then she grabs Bello's bags and she puts Bello's bags in the room with her. And I felt like that is so thirsty. Like, let him put his bags in there. Like, why you she is such a thirsty, like she wants him so bad that that's crazy to me. Like, let him put his own bags in there. Like, what if he didn't want to sleep in there with you? There's still other women that he's trying to connect with. Leave his child. Dominique just gets on my nerves. I mean, she just gets on my nerves. So anyway, Lauren saw that, Dominique put Bello's bags in a room, and she was like, it's kind of messed up because, we still kind of connecting, and it would be a deal breaker if he does sleep in a room with her, because Lauren feels like her and Bello have like a strong connection. Now, I wouldn't say they have a strong connection, Lauren. So it's like, you need to slow down too, child. Slow your roll. I wouldn't say y'all have a strong connection. I would say that, he thinks you're cute. That's all I got from it. I don't think Bello has a connection with anybody else on this show except for Ashante, which is where I feel like he should be looking. But we'll talk about that in a minute. We're going to get there. So then Tommy comes to meet the group and, he tells them to have fun, but he's like, one of these ladies is definitely going home. So the ladies are like, oh Lord, oh God. So they going into the sleepover. And actually some of these people are coupled up, like Ashley and Darius, obviously. Nobody's gonna come between that, right? Donna and Vince, I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody's gonna come between that. Steven, kind of be trying to act like he likes Donna, but and then Donna, her friends told her to pivot towards Steven, but child, it ain't nothing happening. I'd with that. I don't think so. And then Dominique and Bello. Now, we don't really know yet because remember, now we know Dominique is completely sold on Bello, right? And that's the only person she got her eye on, even though she be faking and acting like she could even tolerate being with Cardi. That's just please stop the cap,
Man,
Dominique.
you don't get out here with all that.
Please stop, because we know. So, and some of the couples, some of the people in the group are still open. Like Steven, we don't know who he's going to choose yet, right? We don't know. He's got Lauren. Well, Lauren is open. She's a free agent because ain't nobody really like put the clamps down on her. Cardi's a free agent. Nobody's really putting the thing down on him. Ashante, a couple of people like her. She likes a couple people. But to be honest, she likes Steven, but she really likes Bello. I don't know if y'all remember the episode where she was in the bottom and Bello took her out for, the dinner to kind of talk to her about, how things were going. And she was so like into that date, right? She was so into it. She was so into him. He was like pulling the table up, getting her food ready, getting her condiments, and she was feeling all that. She called him a king. Do y'all remember that? I'm not tripping. I'm telling you, she really likes Bello. Ashante does. She does. I guess she feels Steven is cool, but she really does like Bello. And then Shannon is kind of a free agent because ain't nobody really putting a thing down on her, and she's disappointed because the Devon, who she thought was into her, he went home. So now it's like, who is into Shannon? I don't. Nobody really is messing with Shannon like that, right? Even though a lot of them said, yeah, she's in my top 3, she's in my top 10, she's in my top 40. Ain't nobody really put the thing down and really claim her like, like number one. So I just don't think anybody's gonna be with Cardi. Cardi, I just don't think your person is here. Bless your little heart. Bless your little sweetheart, child, but I just don't see it. So then Shannon sits down with Darius. Yikes. Yikes. And they having a little conversation. It is, you could just look at them. It's so mismatched. You just know that shit would never work, right? And then he's telling her he dated a stripper, and he thought that he could change the stripper girl into, I guess, being, from a hoe to a housewife. Y'all know that thing, right? Which I don't believe at all, but I think he just dated the stripper and wanted the stripper to be a damn stripper. No, no shade there. No shade. But Darius said, so then Shannon hears about the stripper and she's like, oh, a stripper. You could just see the trepidation in her face because, that she would never date a dude like Darius. And then Darius said, he starts to feel like Shannon is judging him. But he's like, I'm a grown ass man and I'm here looking for love. Now, Darius, bless your little heart, child. And like I said before, it's a lot of things going on with Darius on the internet, on the interweb. And y'all could go look it up. I don't want to get into that. I want to just stay into the vibe of the show. But I'm gonna just throw in there from what I saw. He got a lot of nerve talking about, oh, Shannon is judging him, for dating a stripper and he's a grown ass man and he's looking for love. I don't know about that, sir. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So then Steven was connecting with Donna, right? He got her in the corner and they was vibing a little bit. They was definitely talking about, he was talking about her little outfit and, it seemed like it was a vibe going on. And for a sec, I almost saw something, right? I almost saw something with them, just for a second. And when I'm squinting, I'm looking, I'm checking it out, I'm listening to, I'm looking at how she's reacting because she acts a little giddy around Steven, to be honest. And then Shannon sees them talking and she's like, I feel like I'm a third wheel here because everybody's all coupled up, and she's like, I need to go over there and get up in this thing that Steven and Donna got going on. She like F that. Let me get into somebody, child, because ain't nobody paying me no damn mind. So she goes over there and she interrupts their flow, right? And Steven was kind of upset. He was like, I was trying to get to know Donna, and then Shannon comes over and she interrupts. That told me two things. It said it was a good sign for me because it kind of told me that he is kind of feeling that he might be feeling Donna. And I don't know where this came from, but I missed it. Even though he said it last week with the friends, and he was like, I might, oh, Donna is love, and I might give her my last name, call her Donna Banks. I just didn't, I don't know why I just didn't take that seriously. I just don't look at them as a couple that would like be compatible. When I saw them talking outside the gym, she was kind of interviewing him. It had that interviewee kind of vibe. I just didn't see no real connection, right? Um, so it told me that. It told me that I feel like he's kind of feeling Donna, and it told me that he ain't really feeling Shannon like that. Do y'all know what I mean? Because it's like if Shannon comes over and you feeling Shannon, even if she did interrupt you and Donna, you would still kind of invite that. But he was kind of looking at Shannon like, yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. He wanted her to leave the premises, and that was a red flag for me about how he felt about her. So if y'all are keeping count now, that's two dudes that ain't feeling Shannon. Okay. Now she might have to be packing her shit and head on back to the house. So she can call Ed. that's who she that's who she needs to be with. She just needs to go home and call Ed and be like, hey, big head. You know what I'm saying? But okay, so then Vince sees Donna all cozied up to Steven, and then he's like, excuse you. I don't know what you think you're doing over here. But he goes right over and he interrupts Steven and Donna, which I thought was cool. I mean, because honestly, we're down to the wire now. So it's like, if you should at this point, by the time they go to the cabins, you should kind of have a really kind of good idea on who you want to be with and who you really, really feel. And you really shouldn't be at the cabin thinking you like 14 of the ladies or 14 of the men, right? So I like the fact that that Vince went over and said, mm-mm, over here, man, over here, ma'am. And he, gets Donna to divert her attention. And honestly, as soon as Vince sat down, Donna switched her whole energy towards him. Like she's turned her back on Steven and kind of just put her like she looked in Vince's direction. She changed her body to be in his direction. You could just tell that he is definitely her top priority. And I kind of was feeling that she did that because it told him, he's the one. And it told all of us, y'all. Now, if y'all don't know by now, if y'all didn't see it by now, um, you should see it. That Donna it's definitely all about Donna. She's definitely all about Vince, right? And then she starts asking Vince stuff about marriage and kids because if y'all remember last week, he was saying like really some messed up things. Like he was like, yeah, I mean, I could have some kids, but if I don't have kids, I'd be perfectly okay with that. Which that was the wrong answer because Donna doesn't have kids and she wants to have kids, and Donna has never been married and she wants to be married. So he was saying like all the wrong things last week to the friends, but then when she asked him those same questions this week, like, how do you feel about marriage? Like, would you be excited to be married again? Would you be excited to have kids the second time around? I mean, you got, your kids are like kind of grown or teenagers or whatever. How would you feel about having like a teenager and then like a toddler? Like, how would that work for you? And he comes back and he says, he would be excited. He embraces the idea of it. He embraces the idea of marriage. He gave some really good answers this week. I don't know if he went back and reflected or if he's gaming or I'm not sure. I don't know where this is coming from because it's like a complete 180 to what he was saying last week. But he said some good stuff. And Donna said, she would be excited that he's excited. So, he said he would be excited about it. Donna, about having kids and being married again. Donna says she's excited that he would be excited. So there's that. So we have no other choice but to give them that couple alert because who else? Who else is coming through? Who else can break that up? Nobody. And I could tell, even though she thinks she feeling Steven immediately when Vince came around, she was like, whoop, Steven didn't even exist. Did y'all peep that? Did y'all clock that? Okay, tell me y'all clocked that. But anyway, so to me, they get the couple alert without a doubt. Okay. They going into the reunion together for sure. So then Bello and Lauren sit down. And this was really interesting because she starts pressing Bello about their connection, right? And Bello's kind of like, whatever. He's giving whatever. Like, I'm not getting that Bello really gives a damn that Lauren is confused about their connection. He's like, whatever, whatever. So she said, her position is to kind of sit back and see like what people would rather do. She's like, I know I got a couple of people that like me, but I just want to kind of sit back and see what they rather do rather than push up. And I know she's talking about Bello because she knows that Bello is into Dominique. So she's kind of like, I don't want to be pushing up, and you really ain't feeling nobody except for her. And Bello told her, you know what? That's a whack strategy for you because you need to don't please don't fall back and don't dim your light for somebody else because that'll get your ass sent home, right? That'll get your ass sent home. And now that is so confusing because to me, that's kind of him saying, even as it relates to him, because he knows that she's feeling him, right? But it still wasn't given from Bello that I want you. It was just, he was just generally said this could be applied to just anybody. Maybe he was talking about Steven. Maybe he was talking about, I don't know who he was talking about, but I don't think that he was talking about himself when he's telling her, push up, don't fall back, push up. I don't know. But she's confused. I'm confused. We all confused. He's like, he thinks Lauren is playing games and treating this like like chess, and he's like, this is too much. This is too much. He's just telling her again, don't play it safe because you will get your ass sent home doing that. So, so then Cardi takes Ashley aside to have fun, and they on a hoverboard, and they having a good time. He's holding her body, he's cuffing her ass. They got a couple of moments of fake of intimacy, I guess you can call it. It's not really intimacy. It was just happenstance because she was like falling off the damn hoverboard and he was just there to hold her. But it's still, it just wasn't giving no spark. It was cool, but she was laughing, but it wasn't nothing there. She ain't going nowhere, child. She gonna stick beside Darius and his pimp ways. Mm, mm, So then Bello and Dominique sit down together. That's right. Run, cousin. Okay, let me save that. Okay. So after last week, this is just me. After last week, I am hoping and praying that our cousin Bello got a good look at Dominique for who she really, really, truly is. Because if you didn't know who she was, everybody's been so like taken aback by her feminine ways and her feminine wiles. And she does have it. I gotta give it to her. The girl is good. Shout out to Dominique for the femininity. Like her femininity is crazy, right? It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But it's a mask because when you get past all of that, right, and she can turn that on for the people that she really likes. But what we learned last week at that dinner is that when it's somebody who she doesn't like, or if they don't give her the attention that she wants, or she doesn't get her way with it, then that mask comes off, and then that mean spirited lady, with the savage friends comes out. And I pray that cousin Bello got to see that, right? Because it's like the minute that he doesn't give her what she wants, or he doesn't buy her the things that she thinks that she's used to because she used to date like NFL dudes or whatever, or you know anything that's not going to go her way. A girl is texting him, he gives because he's a charming dude. And he's in real estate, so he got to probably meet with a lot of women and all this stuff. So I just feel like the minute she doesn't get her attention or whatever she feels she needs from him, she gonna turn into that mean spirit lady. I'm telling y'all. I'm telling y'all. And after after last week, it's like I know they have a strong connection. I know they have a strong attraction is what I'm gonna say. They have good chemistry, right? The appeal is there. I get it. But after last week, it's like I don't even want to see him with her no more. I was still, looking past. Well, I wasn't looking past anything because I didn't get to see that mean stank side of her until last week. And even though I felt like they weren't equally yoked, because number one, because of the age, let's just keep it all the way 1,000. The age thing is an issue, the baby thing is an issue because Bello wants a son. This lady don't want to have no more kids, or she says she can't have kids, and that is gonna be an issue. It ain't gonna be no damn nannies and not nannies. It ain't gonna be no surrogates, and he ain't going through all of that. Trust me, that's gonna be an issue. Okay, let's just keep it a buck, right? But after all of that, their connection and all the stuff, I just don't. I just feel like she's wrong for him. Despite that strong connection, despite that chemistry, I feel like their thing is just superficial. I don't know that they can be compatible. I don't think they'll be compatible because the things that he wants as a man, she can't even give to him. And I know they're gonna cross that bridge, and the bridge is gonna go falling down. I'm telling you. Um, but yeah, I think she's completely wrong for him in spite of this physical attraction and this superficial attraction and connection that we see from them. Okay. Okay. Um, and sometimes I look at her and I'm just like, she just imagine her without her makeup and the wig off and with the cornrows to the back and her scowling. Child, he, she, mm-mm, that would be hell, child. I'm telling you, he ain't gonna be feeling that. And I think that's who she really, really is. She looks nice. She dresses nice. She can put on that charming thing. But I think at the end of the day, when that mask comes off, it's ugly. And I don't mean her physical appearance. I mean just the whole thing is just ugly, inside, outside. Child, bye. I don't want cousin Bello to be with her. I just don't. Um, I don't know. Like I said, they have a good chemistry, but I just have a feeling that their compatibility just ain't gonna make it. I don't think it's. I just think it's just on a surface level. She just seems insufferable and insatiable when it comes to attention and gifts and things that she requires. And I just feel like he would just get tired of it. And Bello has options. Bello ain't nothing to sneeze at. Like let's keep it real. He a nice looking dude. He's young. He's fly. He got a good job. I mean, according to what he presents on the show, he has options. So it's like he don't have to be with no woman 8 years older than him or however many years she is that can't, give him the kids and that wants this and wants. He don't have to be. He has options. That's all I'm saying. No shade to Dominique. No shade, but Bello has options, and so Dominic asked him his timeline, and she said, she's not dating just to date. She's dating for a purpose, and even though she doesn't have to be married, that she really wants to be married. He doesn't really look interested about that to me. Did y'all peep that? Did y'all peep that? He was kind of like he just didn't see it. I don't. I mean, I feel like he's marriage is something that he probably wants one day, but I just don't think that he sees it with her. I think that what he keeps seeing and feeling with her is just that physical attraction. You know what I'm saying? That's all. But she said, this time around, either she was gonna be dressed for a wedding or for a funeral. Um, ma'am, ma'am. And this is why I say, cousin Bello, your ass better run. That is your cue to exit stage left right there. She done sat right in your face and she laughed about it and you kind of giggled about it too. But if you watch this back, hopefully you and your friends watch it back. Um, or one of your homegirl cousins or something, or your sister. I don't know your family set up, but your mom or somebody looked at that and said, "Oh hell no, hell no." Bella told her he needs about 2 years to be married because, he said he would want to get to know the person. And, in this case, she's assuming that it's her, right? And she's just like, you always seem so sure. And I like that. And then she looks at him and she's like, and I think your lips look so pretty. Again, just surface, surface physical stuff. I mean, which is cool because, the initial thing that people feel for each other is usually physical, right? But it gotta be more than that. It gotta be more than that. And Dominique, this is why you gonna lose. This is why you gonna lose. Because if you coming at him and you using, the physical attraction and the sexual chemistry, and you using that as your lead, the problem with that is that, again, Bello has options, and Bello's options are about half your age. If you think about it, they could be half your age, and you can't really compete there. So to me, she should have came with something else. Try to, just go a little bit deeper. I mean, no, let them know that you have the femininity and you have those ways, and you are, sexy and those kinds of things. But you still needed to lead with something else because you're not gonna be able to keep a dude like Bello just on, telling him he got sexy lips or whatever that's superficial nonsense. It's not gonna it's gonna work in the beginning, but it's not gonna continue. It ain't gonna hold him down. I'm telling you. Um, okay, so then they all sit down for dinner and the question is posed, what did you learn about yourself in this process? And then um Cardi says that he learned that people have a perception of what they want and what they want to see in people, and sometimes you can miss things about people, and that will cause you to miss the boat, on maybe a good person, a good relationship. So in other words, Cardi is basically saying, y'all motherfuckers got me fucked up. I am good. I'm a good catch. I can get deep, but y'all just don't want to see it, and y'all can't see it. Y'all ain't giving me an opportunity to get deep because ain't nobody calling me back. Like y'all ain't calling me back. Y'all ain't talking. Y'all too busy into other people, and y'all calling me superficial or saying that I can't be deep, but ain't nobody being deep with me for me to be deep. Do y'all get that? I completely understood what he was saying. Shout out to Cardi. Shout out to Cardi. Everybody thought he was coming left, from the left, and everybody was like, wait, what does he talk? But I completely understood what he was saying. I did. I did. But that's why I say, he feels like nobody understands him, and then that's why I say he should just self eliminate. I just don't think his person is here for him. There's his person is not here. His person ain't here. Um. So then the ladies are just like, yeah, because you going to church, you giving us this speech, but what did you learn about yourself? And he just says, I feel misunderstood about how deep I am. He said, when a nigga could swim. Party. He said, shallow, me shallow houseway. How? I thought that was funny because I get it. I truly get it. Shallow is not the word I would use for him. It's not. He may be a little shy. He may be, he's not the biggest conversationalist, but if you give him something to grab onto, he can be. And he can be funny. He can be all the things. It's just that y'all don't see him as a match for y'all. So therefore, y'all are not like, he has nothing to, he has nothing to hold on to, or he's nothing to, the ball ain't coming for him to swing and hit it back. That's what I'm trying to say. It's nothing for him to play with because nobody's really feeling him. So, like I said, he just needs to go home. Um, so the group changes into their pajamas and they getting ready for some evening shenanigans or just ready for bed. And I was like, wait, was that Shannon that jumped in the bed with Steven? Was it? It actually was. But then why when they cut back, he was on his phone. Like she was all hugged up under him, but he was like scrolling through his phone. I thought that was weird. I think that goes to what the girlfriend was saying. He's not that romantic. He's not really emotionally available. I don't know. Maybe he was showing her something, but I don't know, child. But I thought it was weird that she ran and jumped in the bed with him. Like I don't even think. Do y'all? Where is this coming from? He's not even. He came into the thing saying he got 4 connections. He said he got 4 connections, and I don't even know where Shannon fits in with that or thinks that she fits in. I just don't. I just don't see it. I haven't even seen him compliment her in a way that showed me that he was attracted to. I don't, y'all. Maybe I'm missing it, but I was flabbergasted when she jumped in that bed with him. I'm just saying. So then Bello and Ashanti go and they have a moment, right? And Bello said, that he does have a stronger connection with Dominique, but listen, y'all, but he said it doesn't mean that him and Ashante, that they can't surpass that connection. Ooh. Ooh, when he said that, I was all ears. I was like, okay, okay, Bello, shout out to Bello for keeping an open mind. And maybe he's saying this, hopefully, because he saw that nasty stank side of Dominique last week and her friends. And maybe he just is like, oh, maybe that turned him off just a little bit. Or just put up gave him a red flag or something. I don't know. But he did say that, nevertheless, him and Ashante, it ain't just because I'm over here feeling Dominique doesn't mean that me and Ashante this shit can't grow. And I liked when he said that. I was like, okay. So, and I do like their connection. Their connection, not Steven, Dom, no, Bello and Ashante, their connection, it really has nothing to do with physical attraction. And what I mean is obviously they're attracted to each other. Obviously Ashante is a beautiful girl. Obviously Bello is a nice looking dude. Obviously, they do have a physical attraction, right? Because she but it's different. Like if you listen to their conversations, it's completely different. It's like they speak and they lead. They don't like their thing is not. It doesn't lead with superficiality. It leads with, them talking on just a deeper level. Their conversations are different. Listen to the conversations that he has with Dominique. It's always about physicality, clothes, um, I need affection. I need it, give let's kiss. Your lips look good. You look like you look fine. Do you know what I'm saying? It's always something about that. Um, but him and Ashante, even though they are, attracted to each other, they talk about things. They talk about stuff. They talk about, the moon, the stars, the quasars, and then Dominique is talking about how pretty his lips are. Girl, that's what I mean about them. It's just their thing is so superficial, but I think Bello can feel the difference. And like I said, you don't keep a man with that superficial stuff. It's cool to if you got it. Of course, they're gonna be all on it, but I think if you want something long term, you gotta have something else. Gotta have another. I don't want to say trick up your sleeve because it's not a trick. You just got to have more things, more layers to you, child. Anyway, so then Vince and Lauren have a moment. They rehashed that whole height thing. He called her out, because she was like, you just made such a big deal out of this thing with the height, and I don't understand why you. And he's like, I made a big deal out of it. I answered the question, but your friends kept going. So don't your friends play some kind of part in it? And she said no, and he said that's bullshit, and he was right. He was right. So bottom line is they're not a connection. Moving on, they ain't never gonna be. So pay attention, y'all. So now Bello, which I feel like Bello is not really feeling Lauren from that conversation, and then Vince is not feeling Lauren either. So she might have to pack and be going on back to the house herself. Okay, so now that's Lauren and Shannon that I'm kind of like side eyeing because I don't know, they ain't looking good for y'all. So I said that a few episodes too about Lauren. I just don't think her person is here. I think Bello likes her, but I don't know. He might be looking at that 3 kids situation and like, like, nah, chill. I don't know about that. I don't know. He likes her. I know he thinks she's beautiful, but he's just not giving nothing towards her. And then Steven looked like he was into Donna. And I'm really not sure where that came from. But one thing for sure, I just don't think he's feeling Shannon. I just don't think he's feeling her. By the way he looked at her when she came over, when he was talking to Donna, he was like, "Shoo, fly, get out of here." He did not want her around, and then he had no choice but to talk to her on the couch because once Vince showed up, Donna completely acted like he's like he didn't even exist at that point. So, um I don't know. And I just don't think Steven and Lauren are a good fit anyway. Um, I don't know. She doesn't want kids. She didn't say that, but if y'all paid attention to last week, she definitely don't want kids. Steven wants kids. She already got 3. He don't have none. I think she's a little masculine in her ways because the friends kept saying, "Oh, you need somebody that's strong," and he's not strong enough. Steven he is strong enough. Like, well, how strong do you need him to be? And if you need him to be that strong, then how strong are you? Because if you feminine, the dude ain't got to be, but so he ain't got to be Mr. T, child. Like, relax. You know what I'm saying? He could just be a regular. Steven is a regular dude. I don't know why people kept saying, "Oh, he's not confident. Oh, he's not masculine enough. Oh, he's not, strong enough." Y'all are just ridiculous. Because it's like, if y'all think he's not strong, then it says a lot to me. It says more about the woman than it does about Steven. No shade, y'all. No shade. Um, so anyway, the next morning, they having breakfast and Cardi asked everybody, where did they sleep? Where did y'all sleep? And they're pressing Bello and they're like, where did you sleep? And Bello said, I slept in a bed. Bello said he slept in a bed. And then Dominique is looking to the right, doing that whole thing. But I think they smashed. I do. What y'all think? Y'all think they smashed? I think they smashed because she put his bags in there. And to be honest, by the looks on her face, I don't know. Maybe she wasn't impressed with this. She just didn't look. I don't know that. That look, that coy look. If y'all did smash, she would have like this look on her face, like I ain't saying nothing, but she would at least be smiling. I don't know. She just was scowling. I don't. She just, child. I don't know, but I know they slept together. I just wonder if they slept together. But I'm sure they slept together because I feel like Dominique is going to use that as the thing that she's going to use to like hold on to him to get him. But you can't. You can get him, but you ain't gonna keep him like that, Dominique. I'm telling you, you ain't gonna keep him like that, child, because he can get ass anywhere and from girls that are like half your age. So let's keep it real. Let's keep it a buck. Um. Okay. And you should know that, Dominique, with your big old age by now, no shade, but your big old age by now, you should know you don't keep a dude with sex. You can't, it ain't gonna work, sweetie. It ain't gonna work. So they go outside and they're painting. Steven tells everybody, paint a flower pot. And then after you paint the flower pot, you give it to your connections. Once you're done with it. And it's going to be interesting because I want to know who going to get them flower pots from who. It's going to be very interesting. So now then Tommy shows up to just remind the guys that one of the ladies got to go. And it's another cliffhanger, but Lauren and Shannon, y'all in danger. One of y'all, I think it's going to be one of y'all that's going to go home. Seriously. So it was a pretty good episode. I wasn't mad at it. I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be Lauren or Shannon is going home. And I really cannot wait till next week because I really want to see who is going to get these flower pots. And I'm dying to know if Bello is gonna give a pot to Dominique and Ashante. Right? Versus just Dominique. And then I would love to see her face once Ashante gets the flower pot too. Oh, it's gonna be good. This was a pretty good episode. So basically that's it. That's all, y'all. That's it. So jump down in the comments and let me know what you think. Is Dominique trying to use that thing to lock Bello in? And is it gonna work? Is anybody here for Shannon? Is anybody here for Shannon? Is anybody here for Lauren? Who y'all think should go home? Who y'all think they gonna send home next week? Was Cardi right? Do they got him fucked up? Like, is he really like, can get deep, but they just don't understand him? Should he go home? You know what I'm saying? What? Let's talk about it in the comments, y'all, okay? So again, cousins, it's your cousin Reebell, aka The Voice. Smash the like button and go ahead and subscribe. And please, let's do this again, y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming to my channel and talking about this. I love doing these reality shows and talking about all this mess. Let's do it again. All right. Y'all have a good night. Peace.